With just 2 weeks of the transfer window complete, I have never known a transfer window like it. But we have wiped out the club debt, and there is room in the wage budget now. We also have some money to spend, and we have to spend that money wisely. We have lost some players, and many players will be leaving in the summer. But for now, we are still in a decent position. We just have some tough decisions to make, and we have to get those decisions right. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Road to Glory here at Benfica. And having just taken over this challenge, it has turned out to be a challenge and a half, and I have never seen or experienced a transfer window like this one. But our form on the pitch still continues, and as you can see, we have played 16 games and we have 48 points. Which means that we are still unbeaten in all competitions this season, and long may that continue, but it is getting harder and harder to keep that going. And today in this special transfer window episode, we will be playing through what is left of the transfer window. We will be playing 3 games, and hopefully at the end of this, we will have filled the gaps that we need to fill, and we will have come out smelling of roses. But before we get into what has been going on and before I try to make sense of everything, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then you are in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above me. But before we get into what has been happening off the pitch, let's have a look at what has happened on the pitch since you were last with us. And if we look at the schedule, when you were last with us, you saw us beating Gil Vicente by 4-1. And then we played Firenze in the 6th round of the Portuguese Cup at home and had a nice 1-0 victory. It was close, but we did enough to get through. That has set us up with a semi-final against Rio Ave, and so I guess we have every chance of getting through to the final of the Portuguese Cup. And then we played Alanyaspor in the Champions League group phase, and we beat them very comprehensively by 8-0, and that means in the Champions League we are now sitting in 8th place, and we have every chance of making it to the top 8 once the group phase is finished. I think we have to play 8 games, and the last game I believe will be against Celtic, and we should hopefully qualify in the top 8. And so we will be playing 3 games today. We will play against Braga and then come back for the game against Porto in the Allianz Cup semi-final. Can we make it to our 2nd final of the season? And then finally we will play against Famalicão in the league. And hopefully we will come out of those games at the end of the transfer window with a squad that's intact and with a record that is intact, and continue with this unbeaten run which has continued all season. It's getting tougher, but I hope that we can continue to do it. But let's take a peek at the club finances. And as you can see, we have cleared up our wage budget problems, and we have a wage budget of 2,008,000, and we are currently just spending 1,897,000. So we have 100,000 in the wage budget. We also have a transfer budget of 34,993,000 for £35 million to spend, and we need to spend that wisely. We cannot make mistakes here, and there are holes in the squad that need to be filled. I don't know how that has happened. I really don't know how we have cleared that up. And in terms of the financial fair play, we are now projected to make a profit of 24.69 million over the next 3 years. And I don't know how we've moved in a positive direction to the tune of almost 60 million. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm not going to question it. I'm not an accountant. I'm just a football manager, and I want to just win football matches on the pitch. The financial side of things, I guess I'm going to have to leave to other people. But we've done done our bit. We've got rid of a lot of players and we've raised money and just done away with all that transfer debt. And the projection now is looking very healthy, which unfortunately the squad isn't. And we have had to let a number of players go. And if we look at the players who have gone out, well, Diego Rocha, he is currently thinking in terms of a contract. He is probably on his way to Lecce. And then Alexander Ba, he will join Capitolin in the summer. A number of young players have been let go, and Hernandez, Gomez and Schick, 3 forwards, will all likely join clubs. 2 are confirmed. We are waiting on Gomez to accept offers. He has offers outstanding from Wolves and West Ham. Why he would want to go there, I don't know. He's not going to get European football in those clubs, so I'm not quite sure why any of these players would want to leave. Hernandez wants to go to Torino, and Patrick Schick has agreed to join Milan on a free at the end of the season. We have lost our 3 strikers completely in the summer, and so we do have a little bit of money to spend, and we have gaps to fill in the squad. The biggest news of all, though, is the sale of Giuliano Sani. He has been sold to Leeds for £30.5 million, and I think it was this that cleared the transfer budget. We've also let go Chio Enrique. He went to San for 11.25, rising to 14.25, and a number of other minor players have also left the club. We have not made any signings yet, but we have our eye on a couple of players, and we have made a bid for Luciano Rodriguez of River Plate. We've offered 6.25 million, rising to 8.25 million. I don't think they are going to be too happy with that. He is a very, very good player. He's classed as a wonder kid. Looks like he's got very decent attributes. I want to bring him in as a central defender. We're going to need some very, very good players at the back of our defence. And at 20 years old, he looks like he fits the bill for me completely. He's a brilliant tackler. He's very good in the air. He's 6'2". He's very strong, and he has great mentals. And so I think if we can get hold of this player, and I don't mind paying a little bit of money for him, I think we will have done well, very well, in this transfer window. We also have 1 or 2 other players in our sights, and we are currently looking at Melvin Bard, a wing-back. I think he will be a very good acquisition. He will cost us around about 17 million. We haven't made a bid for him yet, but I think it's imminent, and I'm hoping that we can capture him, and we will be putting in a bid for him very shortly. I think he will do a very good job at left back for us. And I think that will sort the defence out, and it will then depend on what other players are sold. We've had a number of players who've turned down and rejected contracts from bigger teams. It doesn't mean that they will not be sold, and we may get offers in. We still have a number of players who are wanted. I don't even want to go through them. It's pretty much the entire first team that is wanted, and so we have to survive this next couple of weeks as best we can. But we also have some football matches to play, and we have to play first Braga, who are currently sitting in 4th. Their form, however, is absolutely appalling, and so I'm hoping, looking at their last 5 fixtures, that we can go out there and do them over, and this should be a very nice victory for us. We are at home. We are going to attack them. We're going to play attacking football. We're going to try and score some goals. Let's play the first match, and then we'll update the transfer window before we go into our second fixture. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for the game against Braga is Grbic in goal, with Mela, Fernandez, Morata and Mendy at the back. Orsnes, Luis and Neres in midfield, with Novoa, Torres and Gomez up front. And this is a team that could easily win this game, and we should be winning this game. Despite the fact that Braga are in 4th place, we should win this football match. And I'm going to say we're doing well. We're on a good run. Let's not let that go. And we have a few players, again, who are complacent. And we must not be complacent. They are now composed at the beginning of the game, which feels a lot better. But it is going to be Braga with the first highlight. Our run, I feel, must come to an end at some point. It's a good opportunity for the game to end the run during this really poor transfer window, which will then mean that... which will then mean we can just say, oh, well, the players' mentals have been affected by what's going on off the pitch. But you never know. We have to just go out, do our best on the football pitch. We do know that the run will come to an end. Let's hope it's not in this game. As it comes out to Mela on the right. Mela bursting down the right with a chipped ball into the box. He can't get it to the forwards. It's Neres. Neres is tackled, but it's picked up by Orsnes. Orsnes driving down the wing, looks inside for support. He finds Mela. Mela inside the box, looking for a shot, and he fires it over the crossbar. Might have been better for Mela to look for support there. He's not exactly the greatest striker in the world, Mela, but we are putting pressure on Braga. That's how it should be. We shouldn't be afraid of Braga just because they're in fourth place. We are a better team. And here is Torres. Torres is taken out. That has to be a penalty. There can be no doubt about that. The VAR, I don't even know why they're checking VAR. I think it has to be a penalty, and hopefully we will go a goal in front. The penalty is awarded. We were correct to attack them. I was thinking of going to a more balanced kind of style, but it is going to be Gomez with the penalty, and it is 1-0. Benfica 1, Braga 0. Is this run continuing? Gomez has put us ahead. And can we go all season unbeaten? Is it possible? I don't think I have done it for many, many years in FM. The game has become a lot more difficult, and it's a lot harder to achieve an unbeaten season these days. We do have a corner. We are relentless with our pressure early on, and it's fired into the box. But Braga will look to counter-attack and bring it forward. There is a mess at the back with Braga. We're putting them under enormous pressure, and they are messing up. And there's a lovely ball through to Torres. Torres in space. Torres fires it over the bar, and it remains Benfica 1, Braga 0. We do have to take these chances. It is always a worry if you're getting chances but not taking them. 1-0 is never enough, and it just takes one moment from the opposition to equalise. 2-0 feels a lot more comfortable, and we are dominating the game, though. All the highlights are with Benfica, but Benfica, as I've said before, we got to be very careful. Stole the ball. Rafael Luis, good DLP, can get his foot in. Lovely ball over the top to Gomez. Gomez in space. Gomez could score. He misses the target, and this is a big worry now. If we're not taking our chances, this is going to be a very big worry. But we are looking at this Braga team, who are looking quite tired for some reason. Maybe they have not rested their players, which we did following our previous fixture, and looking like they are very, very tired. But there's a ball over the top, well covered, and we're going to bring it forward. Here is Mendy. Mendy on the left. He finds Novoa. His pass is terrible. Lacked composure. And we have to win the ball back now. Ball over the top, but it's easily defended by Morata. Morata is on a yellow card. I need to tell him to ease off the tackle. We need this second goal. And a second goal will calm everybody's nerves, especially mine. And it comes back to Mela. Mela finds Martin. Martin, who's fitted in at central defender rather well. And here is Torres. Torres out wide on the right. Lovely ball into the box. It is a chance. It is 2-0. And they're checking offside, I think. He might be offside. He put that away really well, though. But was he offside? I have a funny feeling he was offside. I think it's going to be disallowed. No, it is being awarded. And we are 2-0 up. We can start to feel a little bit more comfortable now. Beautiful cross from Torres. And Gomez didn't need a second invitation. And it is now 2-0 to Benfica. I'm going to tell Maratta to ease off the tackles a little bit. I don't want anybody sent off in this game, especially not Maratta. And we have a lot of fixtures to get through. And we are dominating this game. Possession-wise, we are 60%. We've had all the chances pretty much. And there's a corner and it's headed over the crossbar by Maratta. And we are totally in control. But we have to be on our game. Lovely tackle by Mendy. Mendy finds Luis. Luis to Orsens. Orsens looks for Novoa over the top. Lovely ball into the box. Here's a chance. It's hit the post and it's gone behind for a goal kick. And it remains Benfica 2, Braga 0. Braga's poor form at the moment is evident as we are looking at this game. They are not really playing very well. We are dominating the game. We're attacking well, defending well. Having said that, it is Braga coming forward. Long ball into the box. They do have a chance. It's a great save by Gurbic. I think the flag is up for offside, though. And it remains Benfica 2, Braga 0. And we will have a free kick outside the box. And it is Torres over the ball. Torres, what can you do with this? It hits the wall. It comes out to Orsnes. Orsnes, he's robbed. And Everton brings the ball forward for Braga. We need to get the ball back as they are breaking. And I need to look at my set pieces because we should have always 4 men back. And there is a chance. Braga are in. We've been caught by that set piece failure to defend again, which happened in the last game. And I'm not very happy about this because I think my instructions have changed. We should have a minimum of 3 people back, and we didn't have anyone back there. And so I have to look at my corner attacking routines. It was poor defensive work by Morata, and it is now Benfica 2, Braga 1 at half-time. I will be checking out what the instructions are for corners. We should have 3 men back, not nobody. And Braga are back in the game. We've let them back into the game with that corner routine. And I'm not too happy about that. And I think the game has changed my instructions. I haven't touched them. So something has happened because of the transfer window, because of team changes. And they are level now. And Mitrovic has made it 2-2. I'm not happy. I'm going to berate the team. And this is not acceptable in my book. And we have totally dominated the game. And within a few seconds, we have given them 2 goals. And now it is 2-2. And they deserve to be shouted at. Look how tired Braga are compared to us. And we cannot put them away. And this is a theme of mine, that when teams are exhausted, I cannot beat them. We do have another chance, but it's cleared. And we need to watch this set piece. I'm going to have to do something at halftime to solve this problem. Here is Luis bursting into the box. We do have a chance. He's selfish, and it goes behind into the side netting. Should have squared it. I can't believe that we've allowed them back into the game, and I'm so annoyed with this team, and I'm going to tell them it's absolutely unacceptable. Now I'm going to try and take care of this set-piece nonsense. And actually, there was nothing wrong with our set-piece instructions. We should have 3 players back at all times when we have an attacking set piece. They're probably, because we are playing attacking, more of them are going into attacking situations. But at the moment, we cannot beat this very tired Braga team, whose form has been absolutely dreadful. And it is always against extremely tired teams that we cannot do anything. We cannot win fixtures. Here is Mendy into the box. It goes straight to the goalkeeper. I suspect we could even lose this game now if we're not taking our chances, and we've had 24 of them to Braga's 6. And if we don't take our chances, you'll probably end up losing this game. Morata finds Martin. Both him and Morata are not having great games. And here is Orsens. Orsens looking over the top. He's found Novoa, and that's another chance that's gone begging. This is not acceptable. I think I'm going to have to make some changes very soon. There are some players who need to come off. And once again, I'm going to berate the entire team. This is not acceptable. and we have had now 26 attempts on goal to Braga's 6, and we still cannot beat them. And I don't really know if there's anything else I can do to make this different. After this highlight, we will make some changes, and I'm willing to bet that Braga will score again, because if you don't take your chances, the opposition will. That's how FM works. And Braga are through. Here's a chance. They must score, and it's just gone over the crossbar. They have brought on Weghorst, and we need to make some changes. And so we have made some changes up top. We've also taken off our goalkeeper. He was having an absolute stinker, and we can't have a goalkeeper on the field who's not performing very well. We have had 29 shots now, and we still can't beat an absolutely exhausted Braga team. And here's Mendy bursting up the line. Ball into the box. Can we get a head on it? We have got a head on it. Finally, and Schick, who has just come on, he has made it. Benfica 3. Braga 2. I'm going to come off this now and go back 1 to positive. We do need to keep the pressure up on them. And finally, this team have responded. And what a beautiful cross that was. And Schick leapt like a salmon, and he's nodded it into the corner, and we finally broken Braga. We just need to make sure that we don't lose another goal from here. I do have one more change that I can make. Let's go and make that change. And so we have brought on young Andre Gomez, who we have seen score for Benfica before. Let's hope that he can do a good job to see out this game. And the game is petering out, and we've been very fortunate here today. But we have beaten Braga. It's ended 3-2 after what was quite a poor performance. And I think, though, I have to say, although I don't want to upset the team, I'm going to say that was good. Really, at this point in time, with all this madness going on off the field, really we want to keep morale up. And we have extended our lead over Porto, but they do have a game in hand still. We are 11 points clear. It will be 8 if Porto win their game in hand. We will be playing Porto very shortly. And so the first game has gone very, very well. And our unbeaten run throughout the season continues. And it really is quite exciting to think that we could possibly go through the entire season unbeaten. Of course, you have to discount the European competition, because it's unlikely that we are going to win the Champions League this season. We too have to play Celtic in the next round of the Champions League, and so I will get the team ready for the game against Celtic. If anything happens in the transfer window, I will let you know. We'll be right back. And just some news on Luciano Rodriguez. Our offer was accepted from River Plate, and they did accept an offer of 6.25 million up front, rising to 10.75 million. I wanted to get him in. I upped the offer, and they have gone for it. He asked for 23,000 per week. I made him an offer of 43,000 per week, because the transfer story has leaked, and I'm probably certain that there are going to be other clubs coming in for him. So I pretty much doubled what he asked for, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough to entice him to come to the club. That's the news from the transfer window. I will just march my way forward, and then we'll be back for the next game. And just some further news. We have made an offer for Melvin Bard. He plays for Troyes. We have made an offer worth 17.5 million for him. He's a left back. We have to have a new left back. Looks like a good player. Not brilliant, but he's a very decent player, and I think he'll do a very, very good job for us. He wants to come in as a squad player only. He's considering a contract that we've offered, so I'm hoping he'll do a nice job for us. Good crossing, good dribbling, he's got good pace. He's a very determined young lad, and I'm hoping that he'll do a very nice job. So we have got an offer out for him, so that's 2 players in defence that we have, hopefully, will be coming to the club. And so we are back, and we are just about to sign Melvin Bard, who is the left back. He has agreed to join us, and we will have 10 million deducted from our budget of 35.5 million. I think he is a very good signing. I think he'll do well, and time now to accept this. And he has now become a Benfica player, and we have solved that little problem that we have at left back. And in terms of what's happened on the pitch since we've been away, we did beat Braga, as you saw, by 3-2, and then we had a 0-0 draw in the Champions League at home to Celtic. Very disappointing. We dominated the game, didn't take our chances, and so that meant that we have only finished in 11th, and we have qualified for the qualifying first round. It's just a shame we didn't make it to the top 8 and go straight into the round of 16. We don't know who we've got yet. We wait to find out. I have to go off now. We will play Sporting CP, and then we'll be back for the game against Porto in the Allianz Cup to see if we can make it to the first of our 2 finals that we could get into. We'll be right back. And so the team for today is a fairly weakened team, because we do have to play 2 under-21s in this fixture. And we do have Grbic in goal, with Injai, Fernandez, Morato and Ivanov at the back, with Orsnes, Gomez and Neres in midfield. Novoa, Torres and Gomez will play up front. We have both Luizes injured, and so our DLP position was extremely affected. But we're hoping that young Gomez has a decent game. It won't really matter if we don't win this. I think that Porto are in the same situation. It doesn't really matter win or lose here. It would be nice to get a win. It would be nice to make it to the final. The game is underway. Can we beat Porto in the semi-final? We will hopefully have a final later, which will probably be against Porto if games go to form. So let's lose this one maybe, and then we'll win in the final of the Portuguese Cup later on. But at the moment it's a fairly even contest, and Porto are just about edging the possession, but we are edging things in terms of shots and chances created, and at the moment it still remains 0-0. There's very little happening, very much like the Celtic game this, and I think I need to demand more and tell them that we need to take advantage of the fact that we are dominating the game at the moment. And Torres is over the ball with a free kick, long to the far post. Ball is bobbling about in the box. It's cleared. It comes out to Morato. Morato looks outside. He finds Torres again. Torres, brilliant ball, down to Ivanov. Ivanov in the box. Can you make a name for himself? He nearly gets that cross into the box, and it's cleared, and here come Porto, but we have intercepted. The highlight comes to an end. It remains Benfica 0, Porto 0. What we don't want is extra time and penalties and all that stuff and tire the boys out. We do have about 4 days before our next game, so we can rest the team for a couple of days. But as we come up to half-time, we're dominating the game, and we haven't taken any of our chances. I need to be telling them that we need to be doing better than we are. And okay, let's keep up the good work. And we have a couple of nervous players. Ivanov, who's a young kid playing, is very nervous at the moment. And hopefully, though, we can go out there and beat Porto. Porto have made a few substitutions. We have a tired player. I need to go and look and make some changes. But Porto do have a throw. We'll do those changes afterwards, as Porto have made their substitutions and may catch us on the break there. There's a header. They have scored, and I didn't react quickly enough to their changes. They have scored. It's Porto beating Benfica in the semi-final at the moment. I will go and make some changes and see if we can't get back into this game. Maybe we need to go more attacking now and try to get the win. It was poor defending, really, and Porto have taken advantage of it. And I think Neres is his first one off. He's injured. let's go and make some changes. And so we have made a couple of changes, and Sheik has come on up front as Gomez was not playing particularly well. And it is going to be Gurbic and kicking long, and we have decided not to play out from the back against Porto. Maybe an error, I'm not sure, but I didn't want Porto winning the ball and us giving the ball away in front of our penalty box. As Morata picks the ball up, he finds Ivanov. Ivanov finds Veloso, who's just come on, another young boy. Here is Ivanov. It does show that we are short in midfield. Veloso, nice play. Here's Ivanov. The young boys playing it about between themselves. A lovely ball into Sheik. Sheik has a chance. We have scored. We have equalised. It's Benfica 1, Porto 1. We have gone attacking now. It's paid off. We've equalised. Benfica 1, Porto 1. Sheik, who has just come on. Veloso just come on. Very much involved in the move. Lovely ball. And Sheik drove it into the far corner. That's composure. And it's Benfica 1, Porto 1. We are back, and I can see very much that Porto are tiring, and if we keep up our momentum, maybe we can steal this game as the game goes on. We still have one more substitution that we can make. Morata isn't having the best game of his life, but he's just about doing okay. Orsnes is tired, so we better have a look to see if we can do something about him. And so there is very little that we can do about that. We've brought on a centre-back, and one of our centre-backs was absolutely exhausted. We could hopefully, if we can just get another goal. We still are the better team by the look of it. And Porto are very tired, but that doesn't seem to mean anything. We don't really do very well against tired teams. But we have stolen the ball. Went on Torres. Torres looking to break forward. Lovely chip over the top. He's looking for Schick, but it's defended well. And Martinez, the goalkeeper, collects. Just 19 minutes to go. Both teams have got some very tired players on the pitch. It's probably going to take a mistake to separate the two teams. We have made an error there, and Porto are rushing forward. We need to close this geezer down, and we have managed to close them down on the edge of the box, and the shot goes over. Well defended. That's the kind of defending I'm looking for from this team. It is actually Porto who have the edge at the moment, despite the fact that they are out on their feet. We are also out on our feet. And hopefully our fresh players, though, have still got the legs. And we are going to have a free kick. And it's going to be Torres with the free kick. We do have a player who was offside at that free kick, and although Novoa has scored, is the goal going to stand? The referee was running towards the halfway line. Is the goal going to stand? They are going to check VAR, are they? There was a man standing in an offside position, but Novoa has put us 2-1 up. I'm going to go to a more balanced style of play now, just to see if we can hold on to this. It's Benfica 2, Porto 1. Can we hold on to this? We'll have done so well to come back from a goal behind. Can we do it? Can we do it? There's going to be one final highlight. We need to get our foot on the ball, and it's nice. And here comes Mela bursting up the right. Can we even make it 3-1? Mela getting into the box. He looks for Veloso in midfield. Veloso, beautiful pass out to Ivanov. Ivanov, who's having a fine game at left back. He finds Veloso, also doing very well today in the centre of midfield. Two young boys. And Porto are going to counter on the break, but we have picked up the ball. It's all very frantic. Rocco has lost the ball in defence and given the ball away to Porto. It's all frantic here. Nice tackle, but they haven't won the ball. We need to stop them getting into the box. They are into the box. There's the cross. It is going to be 2-2, and the game is all square. But it has been disallowed, and we have survived. And can we make it to full time? We have made it to full time. The goal was disallowed, and Benfica have beaten Porto by 2-1. We are in the final, and I'm going to say nice work, everyone. It was a very weakened team. It was a very tired team, but also Porto were very tired. We came from a goal behind, and we are now in the final. And what is quite remarkable is that our amazing unbeaten run is continuing. Can we go the whole season without being beaten here at Benfica? We need to get through to transfer deadline day and see if we can make some more signings as transfer day unfolds. We'll be right back. And so we have arrived at transfer deadline day, and we are still waiting for Luciano Rodriguez to make up his mind. We've offered him a very good deal. We doubled the salary that he asked for, and at the moment he's dragging his feet, making his mind up in terms of whether he is going to sign for us or not. And so I have said that Douglas Luiz can leave if they offer us 18 million. I'm going to be really struggling in midfield if they do come in with a bid of 18 million. We are not taking any loans. We are not taking any more loans. And if they are getting upset, then they're going to get upset. We're still waiting on our centre-back. Is he going to come in? Yes, he is. Luciano Rodriguez has decided he will sign for Benfica. We will accept that, and hopefully now he will become a Benfica player. That solves my problem at centre-back. It frees up players to play at right back as well and at left back, and so I feel a little bit more comfortable in terms of the squad. And with that, and with the fans being happy, I will proceed to the end of the deadline day. I cannot see any further business being done today. And so the transfer deadline has finished. It's finally closed, and we fended off so many offers. In the end, it just was getting out of hand, and Abde wanted to leave, and everybody wanted to leave in the end, and I had to upset some players, and I think I've got some very upset players. Yeah, Abde is very upset not being able to join Paris Saint-Germain. 7 players agree with him. Gedson Fernandez, he was very upset that his loan didn't come. Well, nobody came in for him. Novoa, he was also disappointed that he couldn't join Manchester City, and we have 4 unhappy players now at the club, and we're making several of the players unhappy, but there's nothing I can do. I can't give away my entire squad. Hopefully they'll come round as the season goes on. We did, unfortunately, I had to make these decisions because we had to let go Douglas Luiz. He went out to Leeds United in the end. And we only were able to get 150,000 for him, and I thought we'd actually got a lot more than that, but I'm not quite sure what is going on with this game, because we actually agreed a lot more than that. The figures in this game are not adding up, and I am not happy about it. Leeds United offered 23 million for him, and now we're saying we got 150k for him. There's something wrong with this save, and it's not working out. That's it for this episode. We at least have got a squad, and it's not a strong squad by any stretch of the imagination now, and so many players wanted to leave, so many players are unhappy. It's not all going to plan. We do have to keep going, though. We have to keep going to the end of the season. I don't think I will have any players left at the end of the season. Everybody wants to leave, and that, if that's the way it is, we'll let them all go. We'll have to build from scratch. And that's it for this video. If you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch, comment, help the channel to grow, and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above. I'm not quite sure how I would describe my mood at the moment. We are still top of the league. We are still unbeaten this season in all competitions. Why would my mood be anything other than great? I don't have the squad. I don't have their backing. I don't have the players' backing. I don't have the backing of the board or the fans. I guess that's why I'm not too happy. We'll see you in the next episode.